just want to take you back to the Saldanha Bay Hall. The family, I understand, is reacting. Let's listen in.
She's a mother, and I know Kelly. Know Kelly very well.
Do you believe that she will one day tell the truth about what happened to Joshlin?
Maybe.
How's the father doing? Because obviously we did see him sitting next to you. He immediately left.
Yes, because why he didn't want to talk to the media. Yeah.
And how are you feeling, Rita?
I'm alright. Yeah, I'm alright. I feel not sad about the children. Is living without a mother.
What made you cry? Because obviously I saw you hugging Ms. Daniels. What made you cry?
The way the children is separate now. That's why I'm crying, because I think of them.
May I just ask, ma'am?
What would you like to say to Kelly now that the sentence has been handed?
I don't want to say something to Kelly.
Ms. Jan, can I just ask you, I know the call has been all the time for Kelly to say something, to find Joshlin. Do you think that after Judge Erasmus imposed this life sentence on the three of them, as well as the 10 years for kidnapping, that she will eventually say something? Is that the hope and the prayers of yourself and your family?
Yeah. I think we hope she wants to talk, because I want to go also to Kelly now and speak with her and ask her to tell us where is the child.
So you're planning to visit Kelly in prison?
No, not. There is the
At
family.
The back?
Yeah, in the back.
Okay. No. Thanks, Rita.
Okay.
Right, so there you have it, a word from a member of the family, presumably, who's just spoken out about what they feel like and what they hope will happen next going forward. And of course, there's real apprehension still about, or that's not really the term, there's still real concern, for lack of a better term, around the whereabouts of this now 7-year-old who went missing in February last year, given the fact that even though the sentence has been delivered, which is what the state has called for, there are still questions about whether this child will ever be found. You heard there the voice of Vanessa Poonah, part of the media scrum that was asking questions to that particular community member. There's more people reacting. Let's listen in.
Or were you hopeful that maybe the judge would be lenient?
No comment.
Okay, can I ask you, when was the last time you spoke to Kelly and what did she say to you?
The last time was I spoke to her here and she told me she will talk, she will take the stand, but she didn't.
Are you disappointed because she didn't?
Did she indicate what she was going to say to the court?
No, she didn't.
So what we've just heard there is the mother of Kelly Smith, Miss Amanda Daniel Smith, saying that she is disappointed that indeed Kelly Smith did not speak as she had indicated to her that she would. Of course, this follows the reactions from the family members after Judge Nathan Erasmus delivered sentence in this matter, imposing a life sentence on the charge of human trafficking, as well as 10 years on the charge of kidnapping. Of course, we know that this is a matter that has been, as the judge said just now in delivering sentence, it has united the community in terms of child protection, but it's also something that fractured the community. The fact that young Joshlin is still missing, she has not yet been found, and the judge having found no mitigating or no compelling circumstances of any one of the three convicted kidnappers and traffickers in this matter not to impose a life sentence. Of course, we will be bringing you more reactions following the sentence. It brings to a close, one would think, a long time, 1 year and 3 months since Joshlin's disappearance in the Middle Post informal settlement in February last year. And of course, we will be keeping you abreast of the developments. We heard the loud cheers from the community when the judge adjourned this matter. Of course, each each and every person here, but not just those present, also the hundreds and thousands of people that have been following this trial from all over the world, all over the country. They indeed would also have felt a sense of justice following that ruling. We do know that the National Prosecuting Authority will be holding a short briefing just now. Let us walk over to there. We expect that the Director of Public Prosecutions in the province, Advocate Nicolette Bell, will indeed be making a statement. Of course, we are just setting up here at the moment for that briefing. We also do see in the back of us over there, if you can just have a look, see the MEC for Community Safety as well as Police Oversight, and then the Provincial Police Commissioner General Tembisile Patekile are also here. They have been attending these proceedings today, and of course just shortly to my right hand side you will see that Advocate Nicolette Bell seems to be making her way to this area very shortly, where she will be addressing the media. Let's just stay with us because I do see movement now, and I do expect that this briefing is due to get underway very, very shortly.
Absolutely. If you've just joined us, you're watching live visuals that we're beaming to you from inside the Saldanha Bay Community Hall, where judgment has just been delivered a short while ago. Breaking news on your screen: Kelly Smith, Jaquina Paulus and Stefana van Rijn all being handed a life sentence for the human trafficking of little Joshlin Smith. They've also been slapped with 10-year jail terms for the kidnapping charge. It's a call that was made by the state, and you'll forgive our shaky visuals for you. We're anticipating a briefing there from the NPA, and that's just begun. Let's listen in.
Can I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I start? Good morning, thank you. We are very happy about the sentence. This week is Child Protection Week. This case is a testimony of the NPA's conferment in protecting the rights of children. The theme of Child Protection Week is South Africa's children. It's all of our responsibility. That is also what the judge spoke to about today. Sadly, the 6-year-old Joshlin Smith is still missing. We urge the community and everybody to continue looking for her. Today's result is also a testimony of what happens if community, stakeholders, everybody work together as a collective. Then we have positive outcomes like this, whereas the judge in his own words said the community wants their dignity back. They were instrumental in getting their dignity back and in the search for Joshlin Smith. I thank you all.
Okay, we're going to have the MEC.
Of course, there we have the NPA's, the Director of Public Prosecutions, and now, of course, the Community Safety MEC in the Western Cape.
Okay, sorry. Okay. I welcome the judgment that happened today, and I also want to thank the investigation team under Captain Wesley Lombard, our NPA and those teams, and then I also want to thank the mothers that prayed every morning for everything that happened here. The teams told me that they know that they were praying for them, and that's why they can carry on through all of these processes that happen. And it's also very important that we get a message that we mustn't mess with our vulnerable people in our communities. And I want to thank the community for their conduct, especially today. Thank you.
General Patekile, when we talked a couple of weeks ago, we talked about the fact that Joshlin Smith is still missing and that this case is still open.
Can you repeat your question, because I've got other people?
All right, I just have to repeat the case. Is the missing persons docket for Joshlin Smith still open?
Yes. We will not rest until we found what happened to Joshlin. We are continuing day and night looking for Joshlin, And we're still appealing to everybody that let's work together to find the missing child and all other missing child out there that have not had the opportunity to be here, that to have a case brought forward like today. That we stand together as a country, as citizen and community, and all concerned South Africans, also all human beings who are parents and grandparents, that we have to protect our children and the vulnerable.
Commissioner, is the search for Joshlin leading outside of the country?
We've been outside the country. We are with the Interpol and other policing agencies around the world.
And that's still continuing?
We're still continuing with it. And we hope that one day we will find exactly what happened to Joshlin.
PC, just very briefly from myself, we've heard the testimony of the human trafficking expert, Dr. Marcel van der Walt, and I think he was quoting statistics from SABC itself in terms of the numbers of children that are kidnapped and trafficked in South Africa. In terms of the province, in terms of the Western Cape, is there a need for more resources from a policing point of view? I know there is a dedicated team, but are the resources at this stage sufficient to millions of children that are indeed victims of trafficking?
We never complain to get more, because the more we receive these missing persons, is the more resources that we employ. If we receive more, that will assist us more. But what I must also say is that the lessons that we learned from this exercise of Joshlin is the ability of the community standing together and responding very rapidly to look for a missing person. And that is one point that we should take a lesson and go forward with all the practices that we've had here. What we will be doing more is going back to our drawing board and look at what did we achieve, what is good that we have had. We've seen the good things that have happened. We've seen the churches and the religious fraternities that were praying. And that also has had an ability to get the communities together and ourselves as law enforcement. And we've seen the role of the local government and the provincial government and the neighboring municipalities in this instance, which we are so grateful, and to say all gratitude goes to everybody who has contributed in such. We're still continuing with that, hoping that let's continue and also do the same where we go confront the situation like this.
Kelly Smith has life imprisonment along with the other two. With Joshlin still being missing, are you able to pursue her to find out exactly what happened to the child?
Well, he is still our suspect, and the court has pronounced that the three have been sentenced for kidnapping and for human trafficking. They are still our prime suspects, and we are not going to be to stop and say they've been sentenced. We're still hoping that they would take a witness stand, a defense stand, but which they never did. But we are not, that's not discouraging us, because they are with us now. We know where to find them. And we know any time that we're looking for them and we want to ask questions, whether it's during the night or any time, we will still ask those questions from them. Because they are the people that, at the end, will have to tell us where Joshlin is, or where did Joshlin go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, General Patrick Kelly, of course, the Provincial Police Commissioner in the Western Cape, just reacting following the imposition of life sentence on Kelly Smith, Jacqueline Apollos, as well as Stefano van Rijn here in the Western Cape High Court, sitting in Saldanha Bay, of course, bringing to a close a trial that has exceeded 3 months. This week we've seen the start of sentencing and procedures, and of course culminating today in the the sentencing of the 3 accused in the matter. We spoke to the grandmothers of Joshlin Smith early on. The grandmother, her paternal grandmother, saying that it saddens her to think that Kelly Smith's 2 other minor children are now separated. The court made some comments on that issue about the well-being of the children early on, that they are indeed being taken care of. So all in all, an end to what has been an extremely difficult time, of course, in terms of the court proceedings, but the raw question, the question that the families of Joshlin Smith will forever be asking is, where is the little green-eyed girl?
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose what's also really concerning for many people, Vanessa, is the fact that to this point, Kelly Smith hasn't really come forward to say anything about what she knows might have happened.
Her mother, Amanda Smith Daniels, just now when we spoke to her, was saying that Kelly had promised her at a previous appearance. Kelly had said to her, "Mommy, I'm going to speak," and she didn't do that. It was also something that the court made reference to, the fact that she had given birth to Joshlin. Not one of them, not even Jacqueline Apollos, who acted as a father, a parental figure in Joshlin's life, not even a close friend, Stefano van Rijn, all of them, parents of children themselves, have not said anything. They have not taken the court into their confidence. They've not testified. They've not called witnesses. And just now when we heard from General Tembisile Patekile, is that it was always hoped that they would say something to determine the whereabouts of Joshlin Smith. Of course, the investigation into her disappearance will continue. And I suppose that in some small measure for the community of Saldanha Bay, this sentencing, this life imprisonment sentence is welcomed, but it does not solve the matter, the question, the huge question of where the little girl is. And of course, we'll try and get you some more community reactions throughout the course of the day. This matter, this case has been followed by members of the community, and all the time we've been speaking to them, this is the sentence that they had called for.
Bit of a bittersweet moment in many respects. Vanessa Poonah, let's leave it there for now.